Hello all and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Mayank Agarwal and in this video I'm going to teach you about break, continue and pass statement. So in the last video we actually learned about loops like the introduction to loops as well as the while loop. In this video I want to make sure that you properly understand where these break, continue and pass statement are used. So let's get started. Great everyone. So now let us start with break statement. So break statement normally loops ends when the test condition in the loop becomes false, right? So that is something which we learned in the last video as well. So we used to write our while loop like this, while, and under this normally condition used to be there, right everyone? And when this condition used to fail, basically when the condition was false, our loop used to stop and come out of that, right? But with a break statement, okay, as the name suggests, break, okay, we can actually stop our loop, while loop or any other loop, for loop, prematurely as well. Okay, intuitively you can think that, let's say if you are washing dishes, okay, or let's say you're filling in the bottle, like the last example we take. If the water stops coming out, right, then you have to stop your overall, I would say, execution in between. Na? But you cannot then continue. In a similar way, if there is some case where we want to stop our loop before, like it has to wait, okay, to get the condition false, that is where we have to use the break statement. So that is where break is used. Industry example for that can be actually, if you think, let's say Swiggy is processing all the paid orders. Okay, so all the orders which are paid, let's say food orders. Okay, let's assume that COD is not there. They get an order. Okay, they get an order where the order is not paid. So ideally they would like that, okay, let us break this loop and let us check here how can we get an order which is not paid. That's a loss of money, loss of revenue, right? So we need to first make sure that we check that. So in that way we can break the overall working and then come, I would say, come out of the loop. So break statement is majorly used in that. Let us try to understand the same using example. Okay, so let us go back into our code. Break statement. So let's say start is equals to -2, end is equals to 2, and our number is equals to, I would say, 10. Now what I want to do is I want to see that what will be like I will get as a result when I basically divide this number by start from -2 to, I would say, 10. Let's say start, okay, and start is equals to start plus 1, right? So in this code I have just basically written the code where I am just trying to find, okay, if I divide 10 by -2, what will be the answer, then -1, and till 2, what exactly will I be getting that answer. Okay, let's run this. Okay, so it printed -5, it printed -10, but then we get an error, division by 0, right? Because of course if we start from -2 and we are going till 2, then of course we face this error, right everyone? So let us try to understand this a little bit more deeply. So we had start, okay, which was initially -2. 10 by -2 became -5, and we are able to see this, all good. Then start became -1. 10 by -1, it's again all fine, we are getting -10, we are able to see this. But when s became 0, that's the problem, because if we divide by 0, our code kind of has a logical error here. So if this code goes into production and let's say someone runs your app or something, if this piece of code gets run, then your application is gonna get crashed. Because you will see one thing, that here the whole execution flow is actually, I would say, disturbed. Like, so it's through you an error. How I can explain you that more nicely? So pay attention everyone. Let's say, let me just redefine it, and let's say I'm printing, okay, answer printed, okay, and let's say after that I'm doing some other thing. So print, I would say, done, and we are doing some other thing in our code. Okay, so let me run this again. Now see, -5 answer printed, -10 answer printed, but now your code has actually get an error. So it's a problem, right? Now you will see that, okay, it is not running anything. So this answer printed, again not printed, then done is also not printed. So your code has actually halted the overall flow, and that's actually a very big problem. So in scenarios like this, what we can actually do is we can actually have a if statement which checks if start equals to 0, okay, which kind of seems like, yeah, we have made some problem. We can break out of our loop. Okay, so let us run this now. So I'm reassigning these variables. I'm just running this again. So my variables are on their starting point, and now pay attention. What exactly happened? Okay, I'm just printing this before, so I will have to get this afterwards. So what happened here is that first I'm checking and printing this num by start, which we should not do, right? So we should first and foremost check for the start value only. So now pay attention everyone, what happened exactly here. And let me use, I would say, Python tutor here only, so to show you the whole flow. Okay, and num is equals to 10. So let us visualize the execution. Pay attention, everyone. So initially we started num, let me zoom in, yeah. Our num start became -2, then it became end is 2 and num is 10. Start less than end, yes it is. So start equal to 0? No, it is not. So we don't go inside this if statement. Once we come out of this if statement, we are going to print exactly what we are getting. So see here, once we come out of this, we didn't go here and we actually just directly, I would say, printed this thing. So now if you will pay attention, now if I go next, okay, it printed -5, start will become -1 and it will print answer printed. Again, it will check while start is less than equal to end. It seems to be true. So again, it will go inside. It will check if start is equal to 0. Doesn't seem like. So it will go out. Print number by start. So number by start is -10 now. It gets printed. Then print answer printed. So print answer printed and it will go again on that. So start has become 0 again. Now it checks if start is equal to 0. This time as start is equals to 0, it will go inside this block. See, it stopped for the first time on this line 7. Once it stops on this line 7, and because the break statement is there, the flow will actually come here. The flow will actually come here and it will just print and our overall code is completed. Okay. So I hope this is clear, everyone. If not, please rewind this and see and try to understand this once again. Write this code at your end as well and run it down Python tutor so that you try to understand this. Although I hope that basically the whole execution flow is now properly, you have visualized the whole flow, right? This is very helpful in that. So overall, just let me clear everything. This is exactly, I would say, what the use case of your break is. So I've told you the industry, real life and intuitive example as well. So it can be used at a lot of places. Again, you have this notebook. So where everything is explained. We can see one more example. Okay. So in this range, we are just printing our numbers. But if number is equals to 5, then we are coming out of our loop. And that's why the answer is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Cool. So that is the use case of our break statement, everyone. So let us go back. Okay. So this is the syntax overall while expression. Okay, while expression. So this expression gets evaluated, then statement 1, statement 2. If some condition is there and we get break, then the whole overall flow comes in this direction. So we can use break statement to break from the loop. Now, if you will actually see, there is one problem. The way like we saw an example, overall break will run completely fine if you have some error or somewhere which you want to stop. That is all good. But in the example which you took, you will see that we actually didn't get the numbers like 5 and 10 we should also get, right? So our flow is now break in between. In example of Swiggy, yes, okay, you found an order which was not paid, but that doesn't mean in a way for that particular use case that we should stop. We should rather find some way that we can continue our other work, right? So in that note, let's say just to give you an example, let's say you are filling in the bottles. Okay, let's say you are filling in the bottles, and you see that one of the bottle is actually broken. Now, instead of, I would say, stopping the whole flow, so what I'm saying is, let's say you take these bottles, okay, and let's say this bottle is broken. So in some use cases, what you will do is, you can stop, that's all fine. But many times you want that, okay, no worries, if this is broken, let me just continue my flow and fill in the other bottles, right? So that is the major difference between break and continue. And I want to make sure that you always intuitively remember it. So the next statement is actually continue statement. So let us try to understand this. The continue statement used to return the control to the beginning of the loop. Okay. So the overall I would say decision control go to the beginning of the loop. It rejects all the remaining statement in the current iteration of the loop and moves the control back to the top of the loop. Okay. So let us try to see this once. So see, while expression, okay, statement 1 run, statement 2 run. If the condition, if basically let's say based on some condition you write continue, it's gonna go above back. So it's not gonna run this S3. Break was coming out of this loop, but continue is gonna go back to your condition of the loop. And again, basically everything is gonna get evaluated. And like that, your flow is gonna basically come. So that is the overall use case. Now let us see the same thing in the example which he written. Okay. Let me just write continue here. So pay attention, everyone. Let me just copy this start end as well. Okay. So this time actually we are continue instead of start equal to 0. We are continuing our flow. Okay. So can you tell me what will happen? Like let us try to run this once. Pause the video and just try to understand what all I've explained and tell me what should happen. Okay. If we are able to actually catch this thing, will we be seeing the print done statement? Yes or no? Okay. So pause the video, think on that, and then you can resume. Okay, it seems that something is missed. This kernel is busy means the code is still running, and that's the problem. Let me stop it using this thing. Okay, so we have keyboard interrupted, but we didn't saw done. Like what exactly happened? So let us actually go back again. Let us, I would say, go back again, and let us see what exactly happens if we do this code, right? If we do this change, let us see what. Maybe we can have it. So see. Pay attention everyone. So what is going to happen? Again, this all is fine. Start is less than equal to end. Yes. Start equal to 0. No. So it's going to go and print number start. And you are going to see -5. Then again, on this line, start gets increased. Start -1. Okay. It is less than end. Is start equal to 0? No, it is not. I'm going to run start. And start is equal to start plus 1. Fine. Answer printed. This time start is 0. So first I will check this condition. This seems to be true. If start is equal to 0, yes, start is equal to 0. Now pay attention where this exact flow is gonna go. Okay, everyone. So pay a lot of attention on where this exact flow is gonna go. Yeah, let me show you. So see, right now we are, let's say here, we are basically here. So pay attention what exactly is gonna happen. Okay, let me clear all these things. And maybe let me just get rid of this as well. Yeah, cool. So see everyone, we went into this continue, but our start is not updated. So we go back to the condition, again we come back, again we go into the continue. Okay, so this is now again for kind of an infinite loop, which will just keep on happening. See, I'm just pressing it, and each and every step it is basically following your instructions. But because you have not updated start, it will just keep on continuing checking on the condition, and everything is gonna run. And that's the reason, like this is a small thing which many programmer missed, and that's what makes you a good and I would say a bad programmer, these small basic stuffs. That's the reason I've written it very quick, I would say clearly here. We have to make sure that the condition gets updated before continue. Okay, so if in your code this start is equal to start plus 1 was getting updated before it encounters continue, then it would have been right. Okay, so you have to make sure that this condition, whoever is updating this condition, it should get updated. Okay, else what will happen in the Swiggy example, basically we will just keep on going on that single entry, that order which is not paid, or you will be keep on filling that broken bottle only. You will be see that, okay, bottle is broken, let me see, then let me pick up the bottle, you again get the same bottle, then so it is kind of an infinite loop, and that is something which we need to avoid. Okay, so how can we avoid it? I think all of you are very smart, you can understand and guess this. So start is equals to start plus 1, we can add it here, or we have to make sure that before we encounter this continue, we are updating our condition. And now when I run it, so let me just redefine all the variables, and now when I run it, see, so it basically moved ahead of your overall, I would say this thing, when it was 0. Okay, and for all the other it has printed this, for all the other things it has printed this. So let us just quickly see this I would say working. So start is equals to start plus 1, and I made this dark mode also so that it is easy to follow. But see, pay attention everyone. So just I'm running it quickly for a few cases. Okay, so we are here now, we know, let me go a little back. So see, when the start was equals to 0, we came here while start less than end. Start was 0 this time, but when it ran inside this particular if statement, start get increased by 1, and then we continued. So because we continued, it will go back here, it will go back from here to here, and you can see now exactly what is happening. So number basically start is 1, it is yes is less than 2, so it's gonna run. Now start is not 0, so it's gonna run after this, print num start, it's gonna print this, it's gonna increase the start, print answer printed, then again like this, the overall flow is gonna go, and you will get actually what exactly is there, what exactly is happening. So once start becomes 3, we will come out of this loop, print done, and we are all good to go. Okay, so that's the exact overall, I would say, use case of continue everyone. Now again, it's very important to understand what they do, but I hope that with the proper, I would say, this visualization, intuition and the examples, it is clear that where break is used, where continue is used. Okay, this is still very confusing. I can actually find 80% of students are still confused on what exactly they do. So please make sure that after seeing this video, you don't have any problem in that. And if you're liking the way I'm teaching, okay, all the notes, everything, please make sure that you like this video, comment on this video, and also subscribe to my channel and share this video with everyone. Okay, so इसका example एक और देखते हैं. Let's see one more example. Again continue. Okay, so if number percentage 2 is equal to 0, it is continuing. So in that way, this code is going to print all the, I would say, all and every, I would say this thing, odd numbers, right? Just one thing, because they have used for here, so we are going to learn about for loop, but that should be fine. But that is the output which you are going to get. Okay, cool everyone. So I hope this is clear as well. So let us now move to one last statement. Okay, so the next one is the pass statement. In Python, actually the pass statement is a no operation statement. Okay, so let's say if you don't want to do anything, how will you tell Python that? How will you tell Python that? So for example, let us run this from our hungry, the conditional example. Let's say if we are hungry, if we are not hungry. Okay, so if hungry, we will do something else. Okay, else, or elif, maybe let's say I am not hungry. Okay, that is fine. But when we are hungry, even we don't want to do anything. Let's say it's all late night and everything, or let's say you just throw that, okay, you don't want to do anything. You don't even need to print anything as well. It's going to give you an error, right? Because you have provided this if statement, okay, and you are saying that, okay, if you're not hungry, then you will just print if I'm not hungry. But what should I do if it is hungry? But you don't want to do anything, right? So there, what you can do is you can write this pass. You can write this pass. It is a no statement, like nothing is going to happen. In a similar way, let's say if I take this start and end, if I take the start and end, let's say while start less than equal to end, okay, I'm just increasing my start is equal to start plus 1, and I'm just passing it. See, nothing is going to happen because we are actually doing nothing. So this is what pass statement is used. So anytime you want to just, I would say, define things, okay, and don't want to do anything, that is where your pass statement is going to use. It is going to get used in conditionals, loops. We are going to cover functions, then classes in loops. If you just want to define it, okay, if you just want to define it and don't want to do anything under it, then pass statement is your friend, which you have to use, and which will basically just don't do anything. Let us try to understand this. Pass statement is a null operation. It does nothing when executed. Okay, it is used as placeholder in a situation where statement is syntactically required. So because I required that if, okay, for the else part, so I just wrote else pass in terms of that. Okay, so let's say if num is equal to 3, we are using pass. Okay, so if tomorrow we want to add something here, we can just put it as a placeholder. But if we have, I would say, created this, because it is gonna be helpful to know that, okay, something I have to do here. Okay, so that is what your pass helps you to do. That is what exactly your pass helps you to do. Now again, there are lots of questions which you will, I hope that you're downloading these notebooks and you are doing it. Okay, they are of course going to be a lot helpful. So with that, I think overall all the doubts are clear. So just try to like do this. What if you don't want to run anything? Okay, so that is what I've explained you as well. So pay attention everyone. If still sleepy is equals to true, pass. We are not going to do anything. If we are not sleepy, then we are going to wake up, right? But we needed the statement. We needed the statement. For this elif to write, we have to first write if. But maybe we don't want to do anything in if, and that is what we are doing here. So it's a null statement where nothing is going to get run. It can be used in loops, conditionals, functions which we are going to learn in the next module, and then your classes in oops, everywhere. So just a null statement, just a placeholder, nothing else. Okay, cool everyone. So great everyone. So I hope the proper difference between this continue, break, and pass statements are clear. Again, they are like I would say important stuff, but very easy to get confused with, and that is what I don't want you to get, I would say, a problem in. So I hope with the examples, with the notebooks, with the Python tutor, everything, it is a lot clear. Please make sure that you actually, I would say, like this video and comment if you're liking the way I'm teaching. It takes, of course, a lot of effort to come up with this high quality content, and I'm making sure that everyone is able to get this in free, because tomorrow when you will be starting your career in machine learning, AI, or even development, Python is actually some language, I would say, which is jack of all trades, which is going to be helpful to everyone. And that is my aim, to make sure that maximum students, they are able to learn Python and then start their journey into these, I would say, domains. Okay, thanks a lot everyone. So let us meet in the next video where we are going to learn about for loop, and then we are going to complete our loops and start another awesome module. Okay, so thank you very much everyone. Let's meet in the next video. Thank you.